y'all, welcome back. Today's class is going to be a gentle one. So find this easy seated spot, close the eyes or bring the gaze down towards the floor, and just start to land in this space. Letting go of the day, letting go of any distractions of the day, any checklist of things to do. Let it all just land outside of your mat space. Allowing yourself to feel the earth beneath you. To feel and to notice the clothes up against your skin, the air up against your skin. And connecting with your breath. These deep inhales. Deep exhales. Softening the place between the eyes, keeping these deep belly breaths. Setting these intentions of peacefulness and harmony. Gratitude and joy. And maybe making note of how you could bring more peace and joy, gratitude into your life. What is serving you and what is not. Keep with these big breaths, nourishing the body. Calming the mind and allowing all the stuff from the day to land around you outside of your mat space. You found peace and solitude on your mat. With your hands to your knees, keep your slow and steady breath and find some little hip circles. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy, just some movement through the hips, through the shoulders, the spine. Kind of stirring up the energy on your mat, the energy within the body, waking it up. Offering some movement. Coming around to the back, you can pause and switch your direction. Take it the other way. And then finding that neutral place, that easy seated spot. And from here, let's flip our way over, find our hands and knees. Tabletop position. Hands underneath our shoulders, knees underneath our hips. And just pressing the floor away, pulling the belly button in. And then reach your left arm past your left ear and kick the right leg back behind you. If that's not comfortable, you can take those right toes down to the floor. Just gauging where your body's going to go today. Nice big breath. Bring the hand and knee back to the floor. And we'll switch it out. Right arm lifts, left leg kicks back. Actively trying to reach through those right fingertips as you press that left heel away. Nice big breath. Exhale, hand and knee back to the floor. Then from here, curl your toes under, press your hips up and back, find your downward facing dog. You can bend your knees and press the hips up towards the sky. And then let those heels melt down towards the floor. Letting the heart melt towards the floor. And then on your inhale, come back to tabletop. And exhale, press back to child's pose. So this will be our little kriya, our little mini vinyasa. We'll follow it with the breath. So on that inhale, come up to tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, table. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, table. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, table. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, table. Exhale, child's pose. Take a few breaths here. You can take wide knees to allow your torso some extra room to nestle in. Coming up to your tabletop. We'll curl the toes under, straighten the legs, and find our plank. So this long line of the body. And from this plank shape, we'll slowly start to bend the elbows, come down all the way to your belly. You can bring your knees down first if that feels better. We'll find our way to our belly. And from here, just gently press into the hands as you lift the sternum up off the floor. Maybe even pull the hands back to elongate the spine and then start to lift. Roll the shoulders back. Take your gaze towards the front. Nice big breath. On your exhale, pick a cheek and just land on your hands. Take a breather. And then bring your hands back underneath the heads of your shoulders. You can keep your gaze down towards the floor and lift your right leg. So as you lift your right leg, press the left one down into the floor and notice that you get a little bit more length, a little bit more height. Nice breath. Exhale, bring the right leg down and switch them out. Press the right one into the floor as you lift the left. And then exhale, bring it down and pick the other cheek and land. And then looking towards the front short edge of your mat again. This time, reach the fingertips back towards the heels. So on your inhale, reach back, start to lift the heart, roll the shoulders back. And then if it feels okay, lift the legs. Think about hugging the legs in towards the midline. They may or may not touch, but hug it all in. Big breath. Exhale, release. Pick another cheek and just land. Feeling the power of the back body. And we'll start to lift our head again. Bring hands underneath the heads of our shoulders and press your way up to your tabletop. So back to hands and knees. And then from our hands and knees, we'll take our downward facing dog. So curl the toes under, hips go up and back. Nice down dog. And then we'll bring these knees back down to the floor. And we'll sit back towards those heels as we find thunderbolt pose. So sitting up nice and tall, lift the arms up overhead, and then bring the hands down into the heart. Maybe you close the eyes or soften your gaze. Breathe. Lift the eyelids, bring the hands to the ground, and shift your weight to either side and swing your legs around in front of you. So from this shape, we're going to hug the right knee in towards the body and let that left leg be extended straight out. And then use your left arm and take this left elbow crook and try to grab hold of that right knee. So we already get a little twist. Then lift the right arm up towards the sky, and on your exhale, start to swim that arm around behind you and land in this twist, thinking left rib cage towards inner right thigh, maybe looking back behind you over that right shoulder. Let your breath slowly take you deeper. With every inhale, maybe you grow tall. Every exhale, perhaps you can twist a little farther. But we're trying to keep both hip bones, sits bones, down into the floor. And then on your inhale, make your way back around to the front. And we'll switch them out. So right leg extends, left leg hugs in. Sitting up nice and tall, find the sits bones. And then take this right elbow and try to hook around that left leg. Left arm lifts up towards the sky. Exhale as you swim that left arm around and find your twist. Once you've established where you want to be, then maybe you look over that left shoulder back behind you. On your inhale, make your way back to the center, back to the front, and extend that left leg. Windshield wiper the feet left to right. And then from here, we're going to take wide legs. So we'll take this wide leg stance, still sitting up nice and tall. You can find some support behind you, and then bring the fingertips out in front of you. So from here, the idea is to start to lean forward. And this may be as far as you go. This is about as far as I go. So here we'll bring the gaze down to the floor. Maybe we'll even close the eyes and just check in with your breath. Check in with the places where you feel sensation here. Maybe it's the inside of the legs. Maybe it's in the back. And begin to send some intentional breath towards those places where you're feeling that sensation. And as it starts to release, then maybe you walk the hands out just a hair farther. But here we're trying to tilt from the pelvis, not just round the spine and roll into this shape. Give yourself some time here. Give yourself some breath. Notice what comes up. Keep that breath. think about the heart going away from the body, not down towards the floor, but away from the body, forward. On your inhale, slowly start to rise back up, nice and slow. We're in no hurry. And then give yourself a little bit of love as you bend one knee, bring that foot flat to the floor. Bend the other knee, bring that foot flat to the floor. You can bring your hands behind you now and just switch the legs from side to side. And then we'll rise back up. We'll take the left leg out to the side again. The right leg is just in towards our body. And this may be where you stay here. Maybe start to dip in a little bit. Maybe it feels good to bring the chest and the torso to look around towards that left knee. Just play around, see how things feel. Listen to the call of your body. Being mindful of what is safe, what is appropriate, but also of what is brave. Maybe you try to hook this right arm around that right leg and bind behind you. You can open the heart a little bit here, looking towards that left leg. When you finish with your exploration, we'll come back to center and we'll switch the other side. So left knee hugs in as that right leg extends out to the side. So again, just maneuvering yourself around to explore through your own hips, through the inner thigh, through the back of that right leg, just what's going to feel right for you. Of course, offering that opportunity to take that bind, opening the heart. And then start to release that. Come back to center, bend that right knee. Both feet are flat to the floor, hands behind you, and switch those legs from side to side again. And find this neutral place. You can come back and come home to your body once again. Maybe it feels good to soften the eyes or look down towards the floor. And then take your left hand out to the left side. And start to drop the right ear towards that right shoulder. You can walk the left fingertips out. And to still sit up nice and straight, but feel that sensation down the left side of the neck and into the top of the shoulder. Exhale, let the chin come down to the center of the chest. Bring the left hand in and lift your head back to center. And then we'll take right arm out to the right side and start to dip in left ear towards left shoulder. Walk those right fingertips out. Feeling sensation. And letting that chin come down to the center of the chest. The right hand comes in. And we lift the head back up to center. So from here, let's bring the soles of the feet together. Bound angle pose. Soles of the feet come together. Knees drop to either side. Again, trying to sit up nice and tall. And from here, we'll start to dip forward. So the choice is yours as to how far you want to go, any of this. But the idea for safety of the spine is to tilt from the pelvis. So not just rolling into it. We want to tilt from the pelvis. So again, thinking heart is forward, heart is forward, heart is forward. When you reach your edge, then round the back and land in this shape. And take a few breaths here. Again, recognizing sensation. Noticing what thoughts may come up for you. And coming home to that idea of peacefulness, happiness, and joy within your space. So when we embody those things within ourselves, then they start to radiate out to the world around us. So honoring your body first, honoring yourself first, is not selfish. It's self-care, much more than a bubble bath. It's self-care in inquiring with what it is that you need in order to feel safe and brave and courageous. What you need in order to feel peaceful and happy. And being gentle with yourself as you become more aware of all of those things. What changes may need to be made. What is working, what is not. Slowly begin to rise up. So we'll unround the spine, and then we unfold from the hip. Give the knees some love as we lift them up back to the center. And from here we're going to roll down and lay on our backs. So bring it on down. And let the arms come out to the side in this T formation. And here we can lift the knees so that the shins are parallel to the floor, the feet are off the ground. And then from here, cross your left leg over the right. And as you exhale, bring those knees, bring those feet over to the right side. Seeing what goes on with that left shoulder. Can we keep that left shoulder down on the ground? Maybe you look over into that left palm. Giving yourself permission to find peace, to find happiness, to find joy. On your inhale, rising up, bring those knees back up to the center. We'll switch. So cross the right leg over the left, and start to drop those knees over to the left side, exhaling as you go, slow and controlled. And then landing, arriving back in this place. Maybe looking towards that left palm. Remembering that radical being, that radical human, that radical person that you are. Radical in your quest for peace. In your quest for love, your quest for happiness. Knowing when to settle in to your own place of self-care. So we cannot give from an empty cup. To lift the knees back up to center. Uncross the legs. Hug those knees in towards your chest and just rock a little side to side. And from here, we'll move to our place of relaxation, our place of Shavasana. So taking what you need in order for this to be comfortable for you, maybe it feels better to keep the knees bent. Maybe the feet come a little bit wider and those knees drop in towards one another. Maybe you want to take the opposite route and the soles of the feet come together and the knees drop apart. Or perhaps you extend those legs all the way out and down. As you find this place of full body support by the earth. Letting those feet just naturally land where they will. Allowing the back of the hands to rest on the earth. The palms are up. Receiving all the blessings of your practice. Allowing those feet to release, to soften. The shins and the calves. The knees. The front of the thigh and the back of the thigh. Softening around the belly and the glutes. The low back. The chest and shoulders. Softening the back of the neck and the throat. The space between the eyes. Giving yourself this time to let any thoughts drift away. To be in this present moment. The only place where life truly exists. And to feel your belly rise and fall in this place. Slowly begin to bring in the intentional breath, deepening your breath. Maybe wiggle the fingertips and toes. Maybe take a stretch or yawn. Starting to roll over to your favorite side. Stacking the shoulders, stacking the hips, and allowing the arm on the bottom to serve as your pillow. Take 2 more breaths in this peaceful space. As muscles remember places they've been, the mind can remember the moments of peace. The body knows all. The mind, the breath, the body are all one. Begin to press yourself up. Open the eyes along the way. And return to the seated place in which we began at the very beginning of our practice. And from this place, lift the arms up overhead and bring the hands down into the heart where I honor that place of love, light, peace, and hope. And when you are in that place in you and I am in that place in me, then there is only one of us. And from here I offer. Namaste.